Hey now guys, it's me, Naka21. How y'all doing today? In this video we'll be looking at two very distinct products and how they process the Dreamcast video signal out into HD. Now I do have to point out that these items are a pain in the ass to get a hold of. They're really rare, and when they go up on sale they go really fast. So be prepared for that if you're interested. First we'll be looking at the OSSC from Video Game Perfection, followed up by Behar Bros' very own and very new Akura box. Anyway, onward to the video. So here we have the OSSC. Has a nice little front display showing off what kind of input you're using. However, we're only going to be looking at the VGA since that's what the Dreamcast uses. This thing does need a 5-volt power supply, so keep in mind if you're planning to get this. And if we go ahead and turn this around, you can see that this thing is going to need a DVI to HDMI adapter if you want to connect it to your modern television set, which could be a off-putting factor if you ask me. Okay, forgive me for having no sound available, but another thing I have to point out about the OSSC is that it doesn't have any way of processing sound, so you have to use like a Y adapter or something along those lines to connect it to your TV. So yeah, that's one strike against it. Onward to the video quality, it looks pretty sharp. There is a bit of a softness. Colors are vibrant, and that's a good thing. However, I did notice this one little error. If we go ahead and zoom in here, you can see that there's a little bit of a warping or whatnot along the letters. That's pretty much true overall, the whole image. It's not very noticeable if you're pretty far away from your TV, but if you're up close, it is somewhat noticeable. It's not game breaking or anything, but something I should point out. And here we got is the Akura. Now this unit connects directly to the Dreamcast AV port, so you don't need any kind of adapter or anything like that whatsoever. Just one direct connection. It also takes up the power directly from the Dreamcast, so you don't need to use any external power source like an AC adapter. You know that it's on by the blue LED light that you see here. It turns out the exact same time as a Dreamcast. Plus, for those of you who want, there's also a 3.5mm jack, just in case you want to use your headphones or headsets or whatever. Also on the left side, there is a scanline generator. You could adjust the width, make it odd or even lines, or you could change it to RGB or VGA, whichever you prefer. And the best thing about this unit is a direct HDMI connection. You don't need any converters or anything like that. Just one HDMI cable to connect directly to your TV. Now, as we can see by the demo here, the colors are vibrant as well. Picture looks sharp. And I'm also noticing that there's no warping effect on the press start letters that we got down here. Also, I have to apologize for the lack of music. I forgot that there was Offspring on this thing, and I don't want to get flagged, so yeah. But yeah, here, let me zoom into the press start thing, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. As you can see, there's no warping whatsoever. It stays sharp. I'm guessing how the OSSC processes the VGA signal, it just doesn't do it right or whatever. But yeah, it's all good though, it's all good. Okay, so I'm going to do something that I've never done before, is actually do a side-by-side comparison of these things. On the left we got the Akura, and on the right the OSSC. As you can see in the Akura, the color's a little bit more duller, and also the actual image is a little off-center. I don't think that's really something to fret about, especially if you're playing on like a 40-inch television or whatever. However, the OSSC has slightly better color. I don't know why that is, but it does. So the color's a little bit more vibrant on the OSSC, which ain't bad. It's not bad at all. However, all the music is coming from the Akura because they have the whole sound thing integrated into it, which is something that the OSSC lacks. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and shut up here, and you guys could go ahead and enjoy the rest of this demo.
Living by my own feelings, and I won't give in, won't compromise, because I only have a steadfast heart of gold. I don't know why I can't leave, though it might be tough, but I ain't out of control, just living by my word. Don't ask me why, I don't need a reason, I got my way, my own way. It doesn't matter now what happens. Yes. Long as the voice inside drives me to run and fight. It doesn't matter who is wrong, who is right.
So there we have it, guys. The OSSC or the Akura. Me personally, I'll have to give it to the Akura. It's a much easier device to use. You know, doesn't require a separate power supply, and you just gotta get a separate HDMI cable to make it work. The OSSC, it's a tougher to get working on the Dreamcast. For one, you already need to have a Dreamcast VGA cable, and this thing needs a whole separate adapter, you know, DVI to HDMI adapter. Plus, trying to get sound to your TV, and yeah, you gotta use a Y adapter or something along those lines to get sound to the actual TV. So yeah, the OSSC is too much trouble, you know, to get Dreamcast games working on it. Everything else is fine. Everything else is fine. Both of these are pretty good for what they do. They both have scanline generators, that sort of thing. Except on the OSSC, you're gonna need a remote to activate them. But besides that, they're pretty good in that regard. But if you want ease of use or whatever, then yeah, I would recommend Akura. However, getting both of these things are a pain in the ass, as I said before. For one, the Akura, they make them in batches every so often, every couple of months. And I was lucky enough to actually pre-order mine back in February. I recently got it a couple of days ago. There was some sort of you know, conductor or part failure at the first batch they made, so they had to, like, you know, fix that before they start shipping them out. And the OSSC, I basically was on a waiting list for this, and I don't know, I've been on a waiting list like since last June or something, and then I recently bought this like sometime around December or whatever. So yeah, getting these things is going to take some time and a little bit of effort. And when they do go up on them, you know, up for sale, then yeah, they disappear right away. So keep in mind in that. However, I also got to point out a flaw that these two things have. Now, I don't think it's these two items specifically, but more my capture equipment. I've been trying to stream Dreamcast footage using one or the other, only to have my Elgato Game Capture HD tell me that these items or this device does not support 59.94 FPS at 480p. So both same message. Somehow I think it might be the Dreamcast itself that, or the game capture card itself, that it's not compatible with that kind of frame rate. So if you guys are planning to use these things to stream, be aware that some capture equipment might not work for this. Anyway, with that said, thank you guys for watching my video. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. And like always, take care of yourselves. Peace out.